When was the last time you ever sharpened a pencil?
Don't be shook. They ask me if I'm black or white. I'm neither. Race is a made-up thing. I don't believe in it. My genes tie me to those that despise me. Made a living killing the ones that inspired me. I ain't just talking about singing and dancing. I was taught life and manhood by black men. So I'm a product of that understanding. And a small part of me feels like I am them. Does that make me a liar? Maybe. But I don't want the white folks to praise me, to think they can claim me. Cause you didn't make me. You don't appreciate what I know to be great, yet you relate to me, and that frustrates me. And what can I say? Because I know that I benefit from something.
What up, dudes?
Hey,
What's up?
who was that?
That was Brother Ali.
Brother Ali.
Daylight.
Oh, and that's what he looks like.
Never heard of him.
He's albino, right?
He is albino.
So he's black.
He's no, he's a white albino.
There's no such thing as a white. All albinos are black, right?
That's not true.
That's what I thought. I honestly thought that.
I don't even need the fact checker for that one.
Really? So he's a white. Now, is he an albino or is he a white albino or is he white? Like, what is he?
Is albino like an actual?
He's albino. He's
But he's white. He's not.
lax.
Or is he pigment lactose or whatever? What do you call it?
Yeah, he's lactose intolerant.
he's pigment intolerant.
Look at that guy.
Holy shit. Oh. Why is he cross-eyed?
Congenital disorder characterized by the complete or partial absence of pigment in the skin, hair, and eyes.
That's tough.
Doesn't say nothing.
How long do they live?
about.
What's their lifespan?
I'm pretty sure they're just people.
Can you catch it?
Regular.
That's just the next ignorant question that would come out. Just with somebody, can you catch it?
More importantly, can you catch them? Is there like a jungle you can go to try to find them and capture them? And
Like
bring
the
them
crocodile
back?
hunter? Hello, mate. We got the albino here.
He
Can't have sun, right?
He's a Muslim, Brother Ali. Not that guy. I don't know what that guy is.
I'm not. How long is how?
You can't have a son or you can't have son.
The sun isn't good for them.
That kid on TV looks goofy as fuck. Doesn't like he's cross-eyed. Like he's gonna.
He does.
Well, it's also often associated with a number of vision defects, photophobia,
Albinism.
albinism. There you go.
I've learned a lot.
Even I did.
So
not
Brother
know
Ali, he's a white Muslim.
that. Yes,
That's cool. That's dope. He got some lyrics, man. I think.
Oh, yeah. He's awesome.
I think a
great
lot of,
live performance too.
You know what? I think a lot of rappers would be a lot like. There's so many great rappers that we probably never will even hear about, only because they just did not get a chance because of what they look like. You know what I mean? Like there's probably rappers that are white, albino. Like if he's probably standing out there showing
white rappers.
yes, they are. But if he's like standing outside of Kroger, he's like, "Hey man, here's my DVD, check it out." And people are like, "Man, fuck you, you white boy. I'm not white, I'm albino or whatever." You know what I mean? Like he's like, "I don't want to hear that shit." So I just think that there's so many, great rappers we never will hear about, man. There's so many Michael Jordans that we just never see.
For sure.
If you're great, if you're that great, hopefully
There's great
You're
ones
making
now
it
though
out,
that they don't
making
get radio play, but they're great.
Yeah, I mean, you guys never even heard of him. He's got like 7 albums. There's a poster of his hanging on the wall since we started this show.
Holy shit, and I never noticed that. I thought that was just some angry white guy, racist or some
skinhead,
shit.
yeah.
I did. I was like, what the fuck? Why is he inviting us to do the podcast here? You got Bob Marley on one side, you got a skinhead on the other side. Like, what the fuck?
No, that's from one of his albums, Morning in America.
Morning, okay. Good morning in America. Oh, man.
So we did want to talk about race today. Mm-hmm. Have you guys ever heard of it?
Race?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
when you're running next to somebody?
Yeah.
And if the guy's black, he's going to run faster than you?
Yeah.
So it's a race.
Right. A race.
Right. I was watching I don't think it was the Olympics. It was some indoor track meet, man. And they had like a pace keeper They run a bunch of laps, and they had a guy. He's not even in the Olympics. He's just like a pace keeper. And then after like 15 laps, he just kind of darts off to the side, and they just fucking go for it. Well, of course, the 3 black guys was like 1, 2, 3, and the white guys was in the back. So right when the pace keeper kind of steps off, the one white guy fucking shoots up to like second or third. I was like, holy shit. But then he got smoked like the last 3. So I guess he was probably like, you know what, fuck this. I'm about to come in a strong 4th. He knew he wasn't going to win. And even the black guys that he passed, they wasn't worried. I'm like, oh shit, man, the pace keeper's gone. You got these white guys that pass you. They was just not worried because it's more than just a couple of laps. You know what I mean? They knew they was going to smoke them.
How long was the race?
It's like 15 to 20 laps or some shit. It was a long time, man. A long time.
I've never seen a race with a pace keeper.
Yeah, that's what he does. Like you can't pass him, and he run all these laps, and then all of a sudden he just fucking darts off to the side. And he's chill. He gets his towel, wipes off, and then the actual people keep going, like going.
I wonder what the point of that is.
I don't know.
Keeper.
I guess
For running, that seems weird.
I know,
I've seen
like
it for
NASCAR.
for cars. I've seen it with bikes.
Yeah. Usually after a crash or something is to get them all back going.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really watched NASCAR. That's not one of my people.
I would.
That's not one of my people fortes.
What does that mean?
Now, if they had NASCAR and the guy had a basketball with his arm out the window, fucking dribbling around the court.
What if they were all driving Cadillacs?
That'd be awesome. With sound systems and shit. That'd be dope.
Slow as shit.
Right.
Just cruising.
2 miles an hour.
3 miles an hour, just real slow.
What would be the decals on the car? Like who would be sponsoring them?
Oh, Popeyes. Old English 800.
Magnum.
Magnum condoms. Fucking Louis check cashing.
Just people wearing just varsity jackets with Magnum
Right.
logos.
Fucking, Captain J's.
Supporting their car. Supporting their car.
That Captain J car is fast as a motherfucker. He broke a record. He went 5 miles an hour.
That would be funny to see.
That would
be funny.
Oh man.
But then like to celebrate, like the winner, they throw watermelon at the fucking track, and then people are like, is this a race? It's like, nah, it's kind of okay. You know, fuck. What they do? They drink like a gallon of milk or something.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Or is that horse racing? No, that is NASCAR.
Yeah, NASCAR.
Yeah,
they throw some milk on.
They just do like a big ass watermelon, just throw it and smash it. You know what I'm saying?
Throw them a 40.
Throw them a 40.
Just
Right.
downs the 40.
That'd be great.
So you'd be in on that,
Yeah, I would love it.
Mike? Would you?
What's that?
Or
on the
you
race?
You want to stick to NASCAR, the Black NASCAR?
Oh, I would love the Black NASCAR. I think it'd be more popular.
You recently went to a black barber, is that right?
Yeah, first time.
How'd it go?
I wish the first time I wanted to go to your barber because he seemed real cool.
And he's always listening to the show too, which would have been great.
Give him a shout out.
Yeah, shout out to D Con over there at the starting lineup on Schoolcraft between Southfield Freeway.
It's a great name for the starting lineup.
Starting lineup, yeah. Dope. There, D Con.
Man, thanks for being a listener
Right, yeah.
and a watcher.
And a watcher.
Hopefully. But yeah, I did go. It was
Creeper?
a great experience.
Okay, what'd you like about it?
I liked the time that they took into him. The time that he took.
How many people were involved in this?
He got like 7 black guys looking at his head and shit like, okay.
What do we do?
It was a little uncomfortable when I walked in because clearly, everybody stopped and looked at me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
The TV skipped.
They thought you was there to collect witness statements from the murder last week.
Right.
You're a detective.
But no, it went well. The guy was super cool. I asked him, I said, you ever cut a white guy's hair before?
I cut a white guy.
He cut a lot of white guys.
In gym class.
But he has, and he said he prefers it. The hair is much easier to cut.
And it pays. It doesn't run out on you.
But the time that he took, like if I typically would go to like Great Clips, just a cheap place, it'd be done in like 15 minutes. I was probably like an hour.
Okay, so are we doing apples to apples here? If you're going to Great Clips compared to
Where else are you getting
barber,
haircuts?
go to a barber, not Great Clips.
I've been to barbers before, and I've never really had a good experience. But
Never.
no, I don't. That's why I've always changed and went to like Great Clips or
Sport Clips or
one of those.
So what's the
Super
difference
Clips.
between you mean like a stylist or something and a barber? Or?
I don't know if those are considered stylists. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. But it seemed like he took a lot of time to make sure everything was good. Like it was even on both sides. He gave me a straight razor shave, which I've never had before.
He thought you were gonna tip.
I did tip. I tipped him well. I figured the first time is a good tip him well. So, want you to come back.
So then the next time you walk back in there, all the bars like, yo, right here, we got you, take care of you.
Right. This isn't happening every time.
Right.
But it was $21 and I tipped him $9. So I paid $30.
Oh, okay.
And
that was weird. It was a $21 hair. Like, what is that $1?
21.
$21.
Jackpot.
Why is it 21? That's just kind of.
It wasn't 21. It was like a couple because the shave and then the haircut. So whatever it was added up to 21. Oh, it was 20, but I had to use my card, so it was $1 to swipe. So
I use my card and it's $2 extra. So I need to get with your barber. Fuck
Right.
you, D. We ain't coming to you.
Where is your barber? Aren't they in the same?
It's on Schoolcraft.
Which is in
You
Detroit?
just went over
Yeah, I
this.
just mentioned it. Yeah, Schoolcraft, 3 blocks east of Southfield Freeway.
I didn't know if that was in Detroit or.
Oh yeah, it's in Detroit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to a white barber one time, white barber shop, and there was only one black guy in there, and I was like, I want him to cut my hair.
Oh, and he was working there?
Yeah, a black guy, and he fucked my hair up though, man. Had my hairline like way back here and shit, cut my waves out. I was like, man, he was like, well, you ain't really had waves in yet. I was like, what the fuck you talking about? I did have them, man. He just fucked my head. I just gave him like $10 and got the fuck out. I never went back. I was so pissed, man.
It was,
So pissed.
there was a lot of people in there though. They had like 3 rows of seating, and by the
Damn.
time I was done, there was probably like six guys waiting.
Really?
Yeah, I could tell it's like a really
How many barbers were in there?
How long did you wait?
about 10 minutes. There's 4 spots, but there was only 3 there when I was there. But I think there's typically 4. They work long ass hours, man. I got there at like 9 a.m. He said, I heard it was best to get there early because it'll just fill up and.
So you didn't know which one to go to?
Well, I was gonna go to my girlfriend's brother goes there, which is how I found out about it. And he didn't tell me the name of who to go see, but I just went to whoever first came in. And then when he came in later, I didn't go to who he goes to, but
okay.
he was great, man. He was really great.
Oh, so your brother-in-law showed up?
I mean,
That's cool.
not a brother-in-law yet, but
You got a brother-in-law because he's a lawyer and shit. I got a brother-in-law.
okay. I see what you did there.
He's a lawyer?
No. He's
Okay.
not.
Is the whole family lawyer?
But his sister. But
Okay.
it was a great experience. I think you should do it.
The thing about that is
You're dating
a what?
I was gonna say a barber.
A black
but-
barber?
You're dating a stylist. Would that be like cheating on her?
Yeah, it would.
You think so? Do you think she would be really upset?
I don't know why I would though. I get the special attention,
I
the
think
love and care.
I think if you went in there, because they would think he's black anyways.
Oh, yeah.
They'd-
Like, you would sit down there and be like, motherfucking white boys over here coming in here and shit. No, you know what I'm
Whoa,
saying? You know what I'm
whoa,
saying,
whoa.
my bro? You be like, I'm white too. They be like, what
Excuse
the
me.
fuck?
Excuse me, what are you referring to?
Right.
They'd hook you up though,
Do you? All right, so
because you got like
you make jokes about it, but do you think somebody can just like if they look on the fence that someone can just decide what race they are?
Fuck
Like,
no.
I mean, knowing, like, say they're 25% something, they can just be like, all right, I want to be that. I want to be that
If your
race.
if your mom's white, your dad's black, what is telling you that you're black and not white, or white and not black?
That's 50-50. So
Society.
Yeah, society. Yeah.
Or
based on where you're at.
I'm saying about that person individual. Like, would they much rather say, "Oh, I'm black"? So
I think it depends on where they grow up. If they grow up in a suburbs area with all white people, they would probably identify themselves mostly as being white.
I wonder how it makes that white parent feel. Like, you don't want to
Right.
identify with my race,
Well,
But I've never
they
seen.
just know in America, basically, if you're
Half white, half black, you're black.
right.
Exactly.
And you go back farther, it was even less and less. You just talk about back in the day, one drop of black blood, you were black.
Like, oh, get this shit out of here. Yeah.
So
It is interesting.
both of you say you don't get to choose. So society chooses what you are.
It depends on how much, I think, is how much you have in you. If you don't have any black in you, you can't just say, I grew up around black people, so I feel like I'm black. I don't think you have a
Yeah,
right to do
I
that. You
agree
can
with
say,
that.
hey, I love black people. I wish I was black. They let me say nigga. That's cool and all that's great, but you can't just say that you're black. You can march with us. You can, like when they're sicking the dogs on us, you're like, no, sick them on me too. They're like, really? Like, yeah, I identify as black. Okay, sick the dogs on him too. But you just can't say I'm black, because you grew up around black people, you went to a black school, all your friends are black. You can't just say it. And same thing as white. You can't just say you're white because you grew up, went to Catholic school, and all your friends are white. And
But
no.
if you're mixed, do you think you can say I'm white or I'm black? Either
Yeah, if you
can identify either one.
Yeah, now the only thing about that is if you're in this country, society look at you as being black if you're mixed. But if you say, well, you know what, I want to identify as being white because of your neighborhood, black people would turn on you, and that's kind of fucked up. Oh, you don't want to, you black motherfucker? What you mean you white? You know what I mean? So it's fucked up if you want to say that you're white, which you shouldn't be. But your society would deem you fucked up if you identified as being white instead of black.
It's amazing how much the blackness takes
same
over
with the other side, though.
when you have a child from a mixed family. Like they always.
Credit score instantly 30 points down. Instant. No, I'm joking.
But that, it just shows you like how powerful like I think like the black race is, or the black gene, that it's the most identifiable thing about a mixed child is that this child looks like they're black.
But I think that's mainly here in this country. I think in Africa, if you're always seeing black people, and then you see a white woman, and then they have a child, you're like, man, that kid looks white. You know what I mean? I think it's a perception thing. Like here, it was like you could tell that kid's mixed. You know, he's black. You know what I mean?
I mean, what is black though?
I don't know. That's a term that you had colored, African American, black. It's got a lot of different. It all comes from Africa. You know what I mean?
But you got countries in Africa, like way north, that Middle Eastern people that are darker than you.
Oh yeah, and then you got a lot of whites in like
Egyptians.
South Africa.
Yeah, Egyptians, exactly. Are they considered black?
I think black is a term.
If an Egyptian was here in the United States, are you calling them black? Can they say?
I mean, somebody from Morocco, they're not saying they're African American. They're from Africa.
But I would think you would definitely say that they're black. I mean, just like Ethiopians. You know what I mean? I met a lot of Ethiopians out in Vegas, and and it was so weird because some of my friends that are white, I don't like to say white friends. I think it's all where you put the adjective. Some of my friends that are white, they will see an Ethiopian and they couldn't tell the difference. I'm like, that dude's Ethiopian. He's a black guy. I say, no, yeah, he's black, but he's an Ethiopian. Like, I mean, black people, we can tell Ethiopians
But
easily.
could you tell, like, someone who's Kenyan? Someone who's...
No, not really. Maybe, no. You can tell somebody who's African. I mean, it's a real distinctive look. Like, first one, like they're black than a motherfucker. You can see somebody that's African. Like, you can see a couple of guys walking towards you, you be like, these motherfuckers about to speak some Swahili or something.
What about someone from the islands like Jamaica versus somebody from Africa?
I don't know. It's just like a sixth sense. Like, to be able to look at a person and be like, there's African, or they're probably Jamaican, or especially Ethiopian is easy because they all have really, really curly hair. Like Alex. All their hair looks like Alex. They had these real fine features. It's hard to describe, but like I can show you a picture of Cabret. She's one of the dealers there, and Bills. She looks black, but you can tell that she's Ethiopian, and that's like with all Ethiopians, man. Like there's a girl at Greektown that I thought she was Ethiopian. She's a dealer. She was like, no, I'm from Jamaica. I was like, oh, okay, but I knew she wasn't black. You know what I'm saying? From the east side or whatever, though. You can just look at her and tell.
You're not gonna call it Jamaican black?
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I said she's black, but I'm just saying I knew she wasn't from the States, from the Detroit or east side. Or, you know what I'm saying? Grew up in the hood. I knew she was from another country. Mm-hmm. You could just see it in her.
So what do you think Jesus was?
I think he was black.
A lot of people portray him as white with blonde hair or blue eyes. I mean,
that doesn't make any sense.
There's no way somebody from that region would have had that.
Yeah, but that's called dominance and trying to make sure that your race is the best race. So you're going to take all the characteristics from this one race, erase that shit, and put my race on there. You know what I mean? So they're making slaves. So there's no way they're going to look at this book and see a black man as Jesus be like, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I am not following this religion.
Right.
The leader.
And so somebody's looking around, look left, look right, and like, erase that shit real quick and put white man.
They didn't have time to draw anything back in. That's why it's just white.
Exactly. White paper. He was white. And they couldn't erase all of it. You know, I'm quite sure they read the Bible years later and was like, fuck, feet like bronze. How did you forget that, Henry? You know what I'm saying? So they forgot it.
What if you got a DNA test back that said you were something way different than you thought?
I wouldn't believe it.
You just wouldn't believe it?
Would it make you want to do another one?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if it came back as Okay, if the test came back that I was like Jamaican or something black, then I would believe it. Okay, yeah, I'm 30% Jamaican, I'm 40% African, and 20% Hispanic. But this shit said I was like 80%. You just passed gas, didn't you? That was so creepy.
No, I don't know what that was.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I think it was his
That was-
chair.
no, that was you that
it wasn't
passed
me.
gas.
It wasn't me.
Okay, but if the
But if
test
it came back and said African, I mean that's so vague.
fake,
also.
yeah, it is. But probably
Just as African.
from Ghana, more than likely, because there was a lot of slaves that came from Ghana. But if the test came back and said I was like 70% Irish, 10% German, and 5% black, some shit like that, I fuck that. I wouldn't believe it.
Have you looked into your lineage at all?
I did, and there's a football player by the name of Tamarick Vanover. Played with the Kansas City Chiefs. Went to Florida State. Played with Kansas City Chiefs. Real popular dude. He's from Florida.
Not popular enough.
Yeah, well, yeah, in the '90s, but he's from Florida, and my grandparents are from Florida, and they both had the same last name. So I'm thinking, they might. It's got to be related some kind of way. You know what I mean? It's Tamarick. There you go. Yeah, and that guy looks like my uncle, man.
Kind of looks like you.
Right.
Oh, arrested. That makes sense.
But yeah,
Yep, he carries that Vanover name well.
right. And look at the nose, man. That's like
You do have yeah.
all my uncles. He looks just like all my uncles, man. And when I looked into our race, my lineage,
Here.
my parents grew up in the Black Bottom, which is a predominantly black neighborhood that's historically famous in Detroit. And their address, they did a 1940 census report. My mother was born in 1944. But they did a 1940 census report, and my Uncle Melvin, who was really like my grandfather because he took care of my mother once my grandparents died. You know what I mean? He took care of his little sisters. So that's another story in that. But him, the mother, father, and my Aunt Sponique, my Aunt Joyce, who passed away before a lot of us was born, my Uncle Thurman, they all grew up on Monroe Street. And when I Googled their address, Monroe Street, their address is right there at our garage, at the Greektown Casino garage, that ended in 375 freeway. And right there, Monroe, there's a pothole right there, and that's right where their house was at.
It's amazing to think there were houses right there.
Yeah, 1940.
Being so close to Canada, I would think that probably had something to do with the Underground Railroad also.
Oh yeah, it was definitely. They had a big old I think this Detroit Institute of Art. One of them have a museum where you can see like the different pictures and the railroads. And there's some buildings here that was actually had slaves that was like hiding out until they can go.
Oh, I'm sure.
Across, and that's what a lot of those songs come from, like wade in the water. That's what like signs and telling each other when it's time to cross and things like that. A lot of them was going over to Canada. A lot of the slaves was going over there, getting free, getting the fuck out of the D.
Right. Well,
So who's this Johnny Otis character?
Johnny Otis,
He
called the Godfather of Rhythm and Blues.
I've never heard of him.
He
He looks white.
He does
led a
look
band in the 1940s, 50s, I think.
What was the band's name? Hound Dog? Oh, that was one of his hits.
I think I'm gonna ask you musical. He basically was born. He's Greek, but just lived black. He said that genetically I'm pure Greek, but psychologically, environmentally, culturally, by choice, I'm a member of the black community. Stayed with the black members of the band in the hotels that they were made to stay in, and just considered himself one of them.
And he was white.
Never looked back.
One of them.
Oh, both his parents were white?
Yeah, he's Greek. He's 100% Greek. Or-
He looks kind of black there, though.
Yeah, light skinned black. And now somebody like that, I can see how psychologically he might feel that way. If you're always living around black, and like that, it was very important when he said that he stayed with the black people in the black only room,
just-
whatever.
at night. Like, all right, see you.
Right. It wasn't like he was like leaving. He was standing with
Right.
them. So he could probably feel like he's black. Because you don't really look at how often do you actually look at your skin and say, oh shit, I'm black? Or, oh, I'm
Me?
white.
I've never said that.
Every day, I'm so thankful that I'm white.
You wake up in the morning and look in the mirror.
Yes.
Like, yeah, it's on tonight, motherfucker. Yeah. High five the mirror and shit. We did it. Right? Give a good thumbs up.
You are superior.
You're superior. You are the creator. So, but just think like I mean, when he heard like "get out of here, niggers," he was ducking too. Like, you know what I'm saying? When they was throwing, it wasn't like he was like, "Oh, they talk about you guys." No, he was ducking too and running, and so he probably did feel like he was black. You know what I mean? And I can understand that, man. If you like a little white kid, if black parents adopted a white kid and they raised this kid, and there's no white people around, he's gonna grow up thinking that he's black. He's gonna know he's white, but he's gonna feel like he's black.
So Brother Ali comments about he was ostracized by everybody. Being an albino, everybody made fun of him. Everybody, basically he was pushed to the black kids in his school because the white kids, they didn't want him. Everybody made fun of him, and everybody made fun of the black people. And so he just kind of got pushed to this other community that was kind of rejected, and those people were the ones that raised him, taught him how to be a man, taught him what he knew about music, and so he just grew up with that vibe. He doesn't call himself black, but you're kind of saying the same thing about living in that environment. It doesn't mean that you get to just say I'm black, but you can have that mannerisms, thought processes, the way you look at things can be the same as the black community. And I don't there's nothing wrong with that.
Think about like I know it's a skit, and but think about the Clayton Bigsby speech.
I've been thinking about that.
Chappelle, he was blind and he grew up with a white man. He just thought it'd be easier if we just told him and the other children he was white.
Right.
So years he just knows he's white. Forget about the part that he's racist, but just growing up thinking that you're white, you're told you're white, everybody you talk to is white, and then to find out you're black, it's like, what the fuck? So it's almost the same thing, but you're able to see. It's almost like in reverse. You can see that you're white, but subconsciously, you're hanging around black people. You're thinking you're black. You're just constantly thinking black. You're thinking from a black point of view. When you see something on television, somebody being black, getting mistreated, he's like, man, these white motherfuckers out of control. Oh, shit, wait a minute, I am white. You know what I'm saying? We're out of control. You know what I'm saying? But he's saying they, them. He's not, because he's referring to himself as being black. You know what I'm saying? When he sees white people, he's like, look at those white people. He's not saying, look at us white people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So he's seeing things from a black person point of view. So a person like that, you can't blame him if you say I'm black. He's like, motherfucker, you ain't black, you white. But you got to understand where he's coming from. Right. That's all he knows. Like I said, if we get a white baby and raise him in a black neighborhood, fuck, he's going to think he's black. You know what I mean? So shout out to Otis.
Shout out to Otis, Johnny Otis. Shout out to Michael for going to a black barber. I think you're in now.
I don't think I'd ever go anywhere else at this point.
And we should get back to you though, Son Camaro. You said that you get the special perks by going to your girlfriend, getting your haircut through her.
Yeah.
What are those special perks that you can't get from another barber?
The fact that you don't have to pay.
And we're out of time. Yeah, right. They're free. That's basically it. Get that head massage though, if you want to.
Which head?
Which head?
She's probably doing this to everybody that comes in there, all her clients.
She treats her clients well.
She gets great tips. The best tips.
And we do got my DNA test still coming, but I have less faith in it being accurate after some of this research. But
you never received it yet?
We'll discuss. So I had there was an error, and I had to resubmit one. So
inconclusive.
Yeah, it was inconclusive.
I don't know what the fuck
So we're still waiting on it.
That brow ridge really threw him off.
They was calling other people, hey, come look at this shit here. What the fuck are these guys?
Questions, comments on race. Post something on the comment section. We'll get to your questions, answers. Also, for coming up shows, Hit us up with any type of relationship questions, anything you need advice on, some business decisions you're thinking about making here. We got you covered.
Probably
we'll
would
make
be
the
good
decisions
advice.
for you.
I just noticed his browerage. It is kind of.
It's
All right, we got it.
It
We
is
got to go.
I never really noticed it, though. You say it all the time. But I never paid attention. Just now, I'm just looking, you had like a side view. I was like, fuck, it is kind of like.
doesn't even need an umbrella or anything.
It does help. Like this light right here, I ain't got to worry about it.
You know how the football players got the little black shit up under here? He has none of that.
Hello, Johnny.
Yes, it's me and I'm lonely. I had to call you on the phone. Whoa, now, baby, don't leave me all alone.